stand at any point. If you have small children, they can be seated in your lap. Just please don't have them stand in your lap, in the seat, or in the row. You should also not hang them outside of the truck. Don't hold them above your head like you were Rafiki and your child December. And don't play hot potato with your children by passing them to every single member of your party. None of these things are very good ideas. They're all very unsafe. You are welcome to take as many photos and videos as you like. I do recommend it. Just make sure that you have those phones and cameras ready. We won't be able to stop for everything, and everything will not stop for us. Just remember, don't hang those phones, cameras, task passes, least favorite children, Mickey ears, GoPros, anything like that out of the truck. Because if it falls out, I cannot get out to retrieve it. I'm not heartless. If you drop something, just raise your hand. Let me know. We'll stop the truck and wave goodbye to it together. Give it a nice proper farewell so you can have some closure. We're starting the safari by driving through the Little Atiri Forest, known for its antelope. Antelope can be a little shy. They get scared pretty easily, so take a good look behind bushes and tree trunks. That's where they're most likely to be hiding. On the left, I see the bongos. There's a baby bongo up there. She has no horns. And there's Dad behind her. A cool thing about the way that a bongo's horns grow is that you can tell the difference between them based on the way their horns grow. Males have horns that grow straight into the air. Females have horns that cross at the ends. The only time you see bongos without horns is if they are baby bongos. There's a watering hole on the left, which means that there may be animals nearby. Animals like to settle by water. One reason for that is they won't have to travel far for it. But another maybe not so obvious reason is that animals tend to be pretty social. And if they can settle by a large major resource like water, they'll have an opportunity to interact with other creatures that will come near them for that resource. So we'll keep driving through to see if we can find anything. As we drive through the reserve, we may see a lot of animals in one spot. Let's look on the right first. These are greater kudu. Unlike the bongos, only male greater kudu have horns. So these are female. Males have horns that grow to be about 6 feet in length, taller than the average person. That's one reason why it's uncommon to find the male greater kudu in the forest. It's too easy for those horns to get caught in branches and bushes. As we drive through, you can take a look above your head. There is an animal spotting guide. If you're waiting for me to identify something, you can look up there before I get to it. And we don't always see all of those animals, but we do tend to have pretty good luck. And hopefully today is a lucky one. So let's head off to Safi River. Safi River is known as the home to some of Africa's most dangerous creatures. So keep those eyes open and take a good look around. We don't want anything to have the opportunity to sneak up on us. There is a sign on here that says pole pole. Does anyone know what that means? No, you just came here and you didn't learn Swahili. Swahili for slowly, so we're going to slow it down and take our time as we drive through. As we search through Safi, watch the water. Any bubble or ripple could be a sign that there is something just beneath the surface. The water is looking unusually still. Let's try a little further up the river. Oh, look on the left. It's a float of hippos. Hippos are called a bloat when they're in a group. And when they communicate with each other, they do something called a wheeze honk. The wheeze honk is so distinctive. It's been compared to the human voice. Hippos can tell each other apart by the way that they wheeze honk. So you can say there goes a bloat of wheeze honking hippos. It's an odd sentence, but a correct one. Of course, we don't want to forget about the birds of Safi River. These large white birds are pink-backed pelicans. They get their name from the color that they turn during mating season. They form groups called pods. A single pod can have over 1,000 birds in it. Look closely. Looks like that hippo's playing with something down in the water. Or there's something inappropriate happening there. We'll keep looking. Let's see if there's anything just around the riverbed. Looks like we found a mama hippo and her baby.
See the baby? Oh, look at the baby. You see the baby down there?
We've seen a pod of pelicans, a bloat of hippos. All we have to do is drive across this float of Nile crocodiles.
Oh, look at you.
The Nile crocodile has a jaw so strong it can snap the bones of its prey with just one bite. So little boy should not be standing on seats back there. That's not too safe. Like grow as long as a giraffe is tall. The sound of that bridge is not a good idea for us to stay here long. Instead, I'll floor it. We can jet off towards the savannah, topping speeds of 8 miles per hour. You'll probably recognize many of the animals that we see in the savannah. It is the home to some of Africa's most famous creatures. It's also one of my favorite places here in Africa, and hopefully you'll get a really good opportunity to see why. As we drive through, I'm going to point out some of my favorite things too. And then at the end of the safari, you'll all be my best friend. What can I say, except you're welcome. On the right, this is a baobab tree, also known as the tree of life or the upside down tree. That's because its branches look like roots growing up towards the sky. It's called the tree of life because it holds most of its water in its trunks. They do get rather large, and it is my favorite tree. If you don't have a favorite tree, you're not living life right, so just feel free to get it together on the safari. There are plenty of trees to choose from. Here we are. This is the savannah. The savannah goes on for miles and miles and miles. That's because it needs lots of room for the abundance of creatures that call the grasslands home. Take a good look out on the left. This is the best view on the reserve. We'll be driving through for a while, so we may see some of your favorites if we haven't seen them already. We'll be coming up to the Patterson's Eland first, on the right side of the truck. This is a female Patterson's Eland. She has the straight horns. Females are about 3.5, 4 feet at the shoulder. A male Patterson's Eland is 6 feet at the shoulder. They weigh 2,000 pounds, making them Africa's largest antelope. They stand about 6.5, 7 feet tall at the top of their head. They can still jump 6 to 8 feet into the air from a standing position. There are baby Patterson's Eland on the right as well. They're standing together. And this is a Maasai giraffe. We can tell that it's a Maasai by its spots. You see those edges are jagged. If they had more of a shape to them, more of a quilted pattern, it'd be a reticulated giraffe, which is on your animal spotting guide. We'll stop a little later on for more giraffe. I see them a little further out. But I did just see something moving on the left. So let's drive up to see what it was. Whatever it was behind that den. It looks like the African wild dog is back there. A pack of them. The African wild dog is also known as the painted dog due to their splotchy coats. And they are Africa's most successful predators. They catch their prey 80 to 90% of the time. That's because they will chase it until it falls out from exhaustion. There's not another animal here that can outhunt the painted dog, not the lion, not the hyena, and certainly not the cheetah. There are more giraffe up here. This is what you would call a tower of giraffe. They're called a tower when they're in a group. They seem to be doing what a tower does best, and that is walking around and eating. They only sleep about 30 minutes a day, so they have plenty of time to do everything else they'd like to do. Their favorite activity around here is standing in front of safari trucks blocking traffic. These mahogany-colored antelope on the right, those are sable antelope. They have large curved horns. They're the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, so when you see us, you see them. They're one of the few antelope known to go up against very large predators like lions and actually win those fights. On either side of the truck, these are termite mounds. Termite mounds are made out of spit, dirt, and dung. So you can make them at home if you'd like. Elephants and giraffe like to scratch up against them because they're harder than concrete from baking in the sun. And when they're inevitably knocked over, smaller antelopes and gazelles will crawl up on top of them to use them as seeing posts. One cool thing about giraffe is that they have what is called a prehensile tongue. It means that they can use their tongues as an appendage, the way that we use our hands. Look closely, see if you can get a view of any of them using that tongue to grab onto moss. We've caught up with the wildebeest. We're a little bit closer to them. Everything that a wildebeest does is to keep their herd safe and together. Their babies, for example, learn to walk within 15 minutes of being born, because if they can't keep up with the herds, they will be left behind. They'll also learn the warning calls of other animals on the savannah. Just in case they can't see or hear danger, they'll be able to hear something that does. This is a baby giraffe on the left. We can tell by looking at its ossicones. Ossicones are just bone covered in fur. But young giraffe will have long hairs on those ossicones, where adults typically do not. Coming up on the right, there are a few springbok. And a few more giraffe as well. The springbok are sitting down. Many people think that springbok are babies because of their size, but they're full-grown gazelles. They get their name springbok from their ability to spring 6 feet into the air when they're startled or excited. It's about 13 feet when they're running. Also one of Africa's fastest, they run 55 miles per hour. These giraffe are doing something called necking. Well, they fight with each other. But since that giraffe is clearly an adolescent, it's probably not too serious. In that grove of palm trees, there are Ankole cattle. They're the animals with the massive horns. Ankole cattle are also referred to as Watusi cattle after the tribe that first domesticated them. They're the only domesticated animals on this reserve. You may be able to see them a little better from here. It doesn't really matter how massive those horns get. They're not nearly as heavy as they look. The inside is hollow, shaped more like a honeycomb. That's how they regulate their body temperature. They get really hot, we sweat to cool off, and Ankole disperse some of their blood into their horns. I see a friend up ahead, some very large ears. So we'll try around this watering hole to get a better view. It's on the right side of the truck, and you missed it. Does anyone know the easiest way to tell the difference between African elephants and Asian elephants?
Their ears.
Well, I mean, first you can look at what continent they're on. That could be a huge help. But ears is a close second.